Well, just wanted to show a video of our cabin we're working on. It's a small cabin, nothing big. It's just me and my wife. Kids are all grown, got their own places and stuff. We don't need a large living space anymore. We bought this 2-acre piece of property here in southeast Texas and had a mobile home on it, and we were considering fixing the mobile home because it's starting to have issues, and the cost to fix it is expensive. We live on Social Security disability, and I don't, so don't make a lot of money, and it would cost a lot to fix the thing. Then we talked about putting a new one. Well, that's expensive because we own our property outright. I don't have a mortgage on it, so I owe nobody for it. And we decided that wasn't the way to go with the putting a new mobile home. Then we looked into having a home built on here, and that's expensive because, again, that puts us in with a mortgage again, and don't want to do that. Want to try to stay away from the mortgage as much as possible. So we decided not to have a home built because they're rather expensive, even when you kind of do it yourself kind of thing, or be the general contractor on the job, and it's still expensive to have someone come in and do it. So we decided to go ahead and go the small cabin route because we got a mobile home here that we don't even use over half of it, since it's just being hers. Like a lot of wasted space we're heating and cooling, and don't need to put that money out monthly. So we're working on this. My wife's been working hard at it, sealing up the outside and stuff to make sure there's no ventilation drafts or anything, and no insects can get into it easily. If you want to come inside and look, show you what she's been doing. And these things are relatively cheap. I mean, you go to places like Derksen, Grayson Homes, and buildings here in Texas. You can get them, fairly cheap deal, and they're rent to own. So if during your plan you decide that you're going to go a different route, you can always turn the thing back in and no punishment, because there's no credit checks or anything to get them. So, but we own this one since we paid it off, and as you can see, she's been working on putting up the that's the foil radiant barrier with the bubble type. It's Reflectix is what we're using. We hit it at Lowe's, and so we're using it, and we're going by their instructions. I've talked to the people at Reflectix about it, and we're going about their way of doing it. So they say this is what works best, and we don't want any kind of mold or anything forming. It's just got a metal roof and stuff. We don't have to deal too much with ice and snow around here. That's like a rarity. Down here in Texas, mostly you get ice and snow in your freezer. You don't get it out here. But just slowly working on it. Gonna start doing some more wiring and stuff. These sheetrock walls are coming down because we got to do insulation and do the foil and the insulation behind it too. So we started and then changed on what we were going to do since we did a little more research. But it's just a little at a time, that's all we can do, and we just do what we can. Just wanted to put this out there to let people know that you don't have to be rich and have a big job to go be able to afford to do this. Like I said, living on Social Security disability, and we're doing it. It's not a huge cabin, but we figured we'd get this one started, get it going, and then later on when we get the mobile home out, because we're going to get it removed off the property, and then I'm going to put in do a bigger cabin, and then this would be more or less turned into a guest cabin, because we'll have a bigger one, not as big as a mobile home, but it'll be bigger than this thing, and it'll give us a little bit more space but like you think about it, you know, what do you really need all that space for anyway? Because all you do is you end up filling it up with more junk. You don't need all that junk in your life, all that clutter. And we live out here, and we mostly stay outside, and I've been outside working this morning already. We've been feeding our animals and stuff. We've got sheep and horse and chickens and stuff, so we've been out doing that, tending to them this morning. We get up in the morning and get to tend to them, and then we go and start our day working around the property, slowly clearing off areas, mowing grass and stuff. So, you know, that's what we do. We mostly spend our day outside. Very rarely, you know, unless it's raining, that we sit inside the house. So, and that's just, we prefer it that way. We like it outside. We do things. You know, kids and the grandkids come over, and, you know, they spend time with us and stuff, and we enjoy it, have family things, cookouts and things, and they like coming over and, you know, spending time out here with us. And it sure beats living in the city and dealing, because we used to live in the city near Houston, and having a mortgage and all that stuff and a small piece of property and dealing with neighbors and stuff. I like my neighbors, but I like a little space between me and my neighbors. And because I remember living in the city, and neighbors be trampling through your yard, cutting through your front yard and stuff to get to theirs, instead of walking down the sidewalk to their property and things like that. And it's just too much to deal with. It was too much stress. So out here we don't have to deal with that. So I just thought I'd show you what we're doing so far. And we, as you can see, we opted for the cabin without the loft area, because you know, we don't need the loft, and I'm not built for climbing anymore anyway. And plus we're going solar with this as much as possible. It's going to have power hooked to it, you know, grid power for, you know, certain elements, certain things. But majority of this building is going to be on solar power, and just add to it slowly until we can finally get it completely off the grid if we want. But that's our main goal: cut bills and things like that. Because to heat and cool something this size, it's really not that. It's what is this? This is a 12 by 14, I believe. No, I'm sorry, 12. 12 by 14. That's small. It's a 14 by 24 building. So it's 14 wide by 24 long. So it's plenty enough room for 2 people. Have a small little bathroom back here with a shower stall, bedroom, little kitchen area we're planning on putting over here. And be simple. And that's the way we like our life anymore. Simple and easy. Live that fast-paced life of running in this, you know, running around in the city and job and all that. I enjoyed my job that I had. I had a great job. I was a service tech. I had basically was my own boss. My main boss, who I reported to, he was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I didn't see him that often. Mostly talked to him on the phone. So I handled my business, took care of what I needed to take care of, and he never bothered me. But, you know, as you can see, I'm no longer capable of working. It's so it's a lot. Decided to go with a lot less stress in my life. A lot easier the way I'm doing it now. So, but anyway, that's the video for today. Just wanted to let everybody know that doesn't matter what kind of money you make or you have, you can do this yourselves too. You don't need to have all kinds of money to be able to afford. You don't need all that big fancy stuff to live. I mean, it's always nice to have, but, you know, what do you think about it? What good is it really doing for you? Live a simpler life, less stress, easier, just relax. Thank you.